Hello, welcome to the video Logback Basics and Rolling File with me, Nam Ha Minh from CodeJava.net. Through this video, I will help you get familiar with Logback Basics, understand why we need to use Logback, how to use Logback for Java project with automatic configuration and XML configuration. You will be able to understand the fundamentals of log pattern and coloring the log passages, and how to use one of the most common features of a logging framework is rolling file, write logs to files. You know, a rolling file meaning that the log files rotate daily or when the size reaches a threshold. So while using a Logback, Logback is a successor to Log4j, one of the most popular logging frameworks in Java. Both Logback and Log4j are developed by the same developer. Logback brings great improvements over Log4j. It is faster and has smaller memory footprint than Log4j. Logback implements symbol logging facade for Java as LF4j natively. That means you can easily switch between different logging frameworks when using Logback. Some of the notable features of Logback including automatic reloading of configuration files, automatic removal of all log archives, automatic compression of archived log files, and filters enable programmers to implement user-based logging or thread-based logging. So if you were familiar with Log4j, you will see Logback is very easy to use, similar to Log4j. And this is the homepage of Logback, logback.qos.ch. And in summary, Logback is a better Log4j. Now let's get started to use Logback for an existing Java project with automatic configuration and XML configuration. This is Eclipse IDE on my computer, and you see a Java project, JSP Servlet and Hibernate project, a Java web application. Now let's start this web application on Apache Tomcat server, and you see in the console view the log messages are printed, and by default Hibernate and Tomcat using Java UT logging, and they both are logging. And now we want to use Logback logging framework for this project. Let's access this web application in Chrome browser. http localhost bookstore website. You see, this is a web application running on Apache Tomcat server from this existing Java project. And to use Logback logging framework, we need to declare a dependency for Logback here in the Maven's form XML file. So add a new dependency here. Dependency. The group ID is chqos.logback, and artifact ID is logback-classic, and version is 1.2.3, which is the latest version as of now. That's it. How to use Logback for Java project. We need to declare this dependency. Save. And you can see Maven, we automatically download the sorry, we got an error here. So, Logback Classic, okay. And you see Maven downloads the jar file for Logback here. Logback-core dash 1.2.3 here. See the dependency hierarchy, and we see logback. Logback depends on logback core and SRF4J, because logback implements SRF4J natively. And you can see in the console view, the server reloads with many logging messages. You can see here because Logback is running with automatic configuration. As long as we add the Logback dependency to the project, and by default the log level is debug. Logback use the default log level debug with automatic configuration. And you can see the time, process name, log level, logger name, and the log message here. So that's the default configuration when we don't have any logback configuration file. So if you want to customize log format, log level, we need to specify the logback configuration file. So in this source directory, we create an XML file for logback configuration. New XML file. Next, and the name of the file for logback configuration is logback.xml. Finish. And you can see when we create this log file, logback automatically reloads. The server automatically reloads, and we see the error log message from logback here. Could not find resources logback dash test logback.gov logback.xml file resource.logback.xml, but we don't have any details configuration yet. So now let's write the fundamental configuration for logback here. Configuration is a root element, and first we specify a appender for the console. If you were familiar with log4j, you see the logback configuration file is very similar to log4j. This appender name is console, and the class is ch.qs.logback.call.console appender. And we specify the log format or log pattern within encoder pattern, and we use some conversion words to display the information for log line message. %d is for the date and time, %thread is for the thread name, %level is for the logging level, %logger is for the logger name, and msg for the log message, %n for the new line character. And then we specify the root logger with the appender reference. Appender dash ref equal console, and we specify the log level for this. For the root logger is info. That's it. A very simple XML configuration for Logback. Save and wait for the server to reload the changes. And you can see in the console view now, the log messages are printed in the pattern we have specified with date, time, thread name, log level, logger name, and the log message. Yeah. Let's understand some fundamentals about the log format or log pattern. So far we have used the %d for display the date time, %thread to display the thread name, %level to display the log level, %logger to display the logger name, %msg to display the log message, and %n to include the new line. We can also use some format specifiers to format the log message. We see a left justification flag with minus, and the number is a minimum field width, which means if the content of the field, for example, for the logging level is less than the minimum field width, then it will be padded with spaces, and we can also use this number inside a bracket after the logger name. So if the logger name is longer than 40 characters, it will be abbreviated for more readability. Now let's try this in log pattern. For example, we left justification the log level -5, and we left justification the logger name. If the logger name is longer than 40 characters, then the space will be added to the logger name to the right. And then we abbreviate the logger name if it exceeds 40 characters long. That's it. Save. And now in the console view, you can see the log level is left justified, and the logger name is also left justified, and it is embedded with space. It's not clear, so we change the pattern a little bit here. Yeah, you can see the logger name is abbreviated if it is too long, more than 40 characters here. O.H.E here, but the logger class name to the right is never abbreviated. Now we change the left justification for 60 characters, and the separator between the logger name and the log message is the dash. Okay, save. And you can see now it looks better, right? This is a log messages, you see. So I think we need to use a smaller number for the left justification. For example, 50, and wrap the thread name inside brackets. Okay, save. And you can see the thread name is now wrapped inside brackets, and the logo name and the log message is closer, and it is the logo name is left justified with padding to the right here, making the log message more readable. And now I will show you how to write a log message, our own log messages. For example, I will write log message in the book services class here. So we declare a new logger in the class here, a private static finder logger. We use the interface logger from the package org.srf4j, and because Logback implements srf4j natively, so when using srf4j, we will be able to switch between different logging frameworks easily. And the logger name logger equal logger factory, also logger factory from srf4j. Get logger, and then the name of the class, book service here, book service dot class. So when using logback to write log message, we should use logger uh, and logger factory from srf4j. So we will be able to switch between logging frameworks in future. Okay, now let's write some log messages. Let's see in the list books by category method here with different logging levels. Logger chase is the lowest logging level is chase. Entering method list books by category. And then a log message with debug level. Logger.debug category ID equal category ID. And then we log with a warning message logger.warn. Category not found. And a log message with info level information message info. Digit list books for category, for that category. So that's basically how to write log message using Logback. Is very similar to Log4j, right? Okay. Save the changes, and now we will test in browser. Stop the server and start again. And you can see in the console view the log message printed by the server is not routed to Logback. You see this is the logging message from the server Apache Tomcat, and the log message in black is logback. Now let's test in Chrome. View books in this category Java. And in the console view, you can see it print this log message with the logger name com.bookstore.service.bookservices class. And then the log message retrieve this book for that category, which is log message info we write here. We can configure a logging level for a specific logger. For example, here we configure the logging level for the logger name for our own class level. We want to see the level chase, the lowest logging level for the logger name. This logger name bookstore.service, which is typically the package name. Okay, save. Now let's see books in Java frameworks category. And you see in the console view, it prints the log message in chest, and debug, and info here. Because we have specified the log level is chased for this logger, and you can see the log message entering method category ID retrieve list book for that category. That exactly we write in the code here. Chase, debug, and retrieve. And for the warning, we can test by specify a non-exist category ID, for example. Sorry, the category ID not available. And you can see in the log, it brings the warning log level here with the message category not found. Next, I will show you how to coloring the log message if the console supports color-coded output. So with Logback, we can specify the conversion code for color like this. For example, I want to display the log message in green. So I use a percent green and wrap the log message in parentheses like this. I want to reduce here. Okay. Stop the server. And start the server again. And you can see in the console view, the log message are now in green, as you can see here in green. Yeah, which provides more readability to the log message. But the console view in Eclipse must support ANSI color coded. You need to install a plugin to enable the color output color-coded output in console using this plugin ANSI console. And with Logback, you can highlight the log level using this syntax. Highlight, wrapping the level. Save the changes. And now you can see the logging level is now highlighted. Info in blue, one in brown. See. Now let's test our application. Viewbook in lifestyle. Let's write an error. Log message with log level error. Error rating category, for example. View books in marketing category, and you can see in the console view. Here. Now let's use this ID. And in the console you can see the log level error is in red and bold here to help us easily spot the error log message. I want to color the date and time in yellow, for example, and I want to color the thread name in blue. I want to color the logger name in red or cyan. Stop the server. Now start. And you can see the log message fully color. You see the date and time in yellow, thread name in blue, the log levels is highlighted with different color for different log levels. The logo name is in cyan color and the log message in green. Now let's refresh the design, and you can see the log message from the book service C class here. And this is for the error here. You can see tells us how to basically color the log message using with Logback. Note that the console view must support ANSI color coded. Next, I will show you how to write log messages to files with Logback. For now, let's stop the server. To write a log message to a log file, we need to specify another appender for file here. Appender. This appender for writing log message to file. Name is file, and the class is ch.qos.logback.car.file appender, and then we specify the log file name. For example, bookstore.log, and then we specify the log pattern for this appender. Encoder and pattern is date and time, the red name inside brackets, and then log level, and then logger to write log message to the log file. We don't use color, and the log message, that's it. And now we can start the server to test writing log to file. We got an error here, error by logback here. File not found exception, bookstore.log access denied. That means when running the application inside Apache Tomcat server, inside Eclipse, it doesn't have permission to access a log file in the deployment directory. So we can fix this error by specify the path to this log file explicitly. So I find the directory of this project. Here, I copy this path, copy, and paste the path here. Save the changes. Okay, the server is up and running now. And let's see the project directory. Here you can see the log file got created here, bookstore.log here, and open it to see the content. It is still empty now. Let's test our web application. View Java books, Java frameworks, and in the console view we see the log message here. And let's stop the server. Sometimes the log file is not updated when the server is running. Sorry, my mistake. When specify the appender for the file, we need also specify the reference to that appender in the root logger here. My mistake. I'm very sorry. We specify the appender for file, and we need to specify the reference to the root logger here. Reference is the name of the appender here. Okay. Now we can start the server to see the log message written to the file. Now let's test our web application. Stop. Okay, now you can see the log message written to the log file here. You can see. So far so good, right? So that's basically how to write logback to log file with logback. We specify a appender with the type file appender here. Next, I will show you how to use a rolling file logging feature with logback. Note that rolling file meaning that the log file we rotate it daily or when the size reaches the threshold. Now, to use rolling file, we need to change the class here to logback dot core dot rolling dot size dot rolling file appender. So to use rolling file appender in Logback, we need to use this class rolling file appender. And then we specify the rolling policy. Rolling policy with the rolling policy class is ch.qs dot logback dot core dot rolling dot size and time based rolling policy. And then in this policy we specify the file name pattern. File name pattern. File name pattern. And we declare property to refers to the log directory here. Property name log dir value. Value is a directory here. So we can use that property here, log dir, and in this file name pattern as well, log dir, and then the file name pattern for the rolling files bookstore, and then the date and time for numbers of year, dash, and two numbers of month, dash, and two numbers of day, and then the number of the log file for that day and dot log. Okay, that's it. Now let's test our application for rolling file logging. Start the server. And we see the log file here. Test the application. Basically the log files we rotate when for the next day. So let's change the date and time here. Change the date and time here. Change date and time. Change date and time, and I change to the next day. Okay. And test the application. Java. We got an error here because we have changed the date and time. Just refresh Java books, viewer book details. Let's see if we got any error by logback. Oh, we have error here. Mask file size property is mandatory, so we need to specify mask file size for rolling file. So stop the server. Change the date to the current date. Okay. We need to specify max file size. If the size of the log file exceeds this number, then new log file will be created rotating. For example, I specify the max file size is about 5 kilobytes. And now let's start the server again. It seems that we have no error. Okay. No error. Now test the application frameworks. Nice. ID not exist. And you can see in the project directory a new file created with the pattern we specify for the rolling file with date time and the number 0 here, which means the first file. When the size exceeds the size we specify here, 5 kilobytes. Now let's stop the server. Update the log file. Let's stop the server. Stop. And now I'm going to show you the file will be rotated as well when the next day comes. And this time we see 6 kilobytes. The current log is the file name without date here. And the log file with the date and the number is archived log file. The current log file is without the date and time here. It is only 1 kilobyte, as you can see here. Okay, and now I change the date to the next days, the 4th of June, and then start the server again, and we expect that a new log file will be created. This log file will be archived because it is daily rolling log file. Start the server. You see, now we got the file number 1 here with only 1 kilobyte. It doesn't exist the size we specify here, which is 5 kilobytes. But it is archived because the next day comes. You see, and the current log file is here without the date and number. Now I change the date and time back to the current date, the 3rd of June. Okay. Stop the server. And here are some properties which we can use for rolling file in Logback. Max file size, the default is 10 megabytes. Max history, the number of days that if the log file is older than the old log file will be removed. totalSizeCap is the total size of all log files. And cleanHistoryOnStart. Now let me show you how to use this property in Logback configuration file. The second property we can specify for rolling file policy is maxHistory. By default, log files older than 7 days will be removed, but we can specify log file older than 3 days will be removed. And then the property is totalSizeCap. totalSizeCap. For example, we specify that total size of all the log files exceed 100 kilobytes, then the all log files will be removed. And then the cleanHistoryOnStart property. cleanHistoryOnStart to tell Logback to clean the log files, all log files that older than the history will be removed. Now we change the date to after 3 days, and we will see the log files here will be removed. Now adjust date and time, change date and time to the 7th of June. And now let's start a server. You see the log files number 1 were removed because it is older than the day we specify here, 3 days. And the current log file. You can also test the totalSizeCap property. Now I change the date and time back to the current date. And stop the server. So that's basically you have learned how to use Logback with console appender, file appender, and rolling file appender to rotate the log files daily and when its size exceeds size number. So far you have learned basics of Logback while using Logback, how to use Logback for an existing Java project with automatic configuration and XML configuration, how to use the fundamentals of log pattern and color the log message, how to write log to files, how to use rolling file logging with Logback. I hope you will find this video helpful. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share this video. Thank you.